All right. All right. Out. Inside. Boom. Useless. Absolutely useless. Folks, again, I don't know what's more disappointing, that performance / result tonight, or the fact that it's me again and it's not KG. Although, to be fair, when he does come back, everybody will be in raptures and they'll be loving life. And I might not even come on that show because you'll all just be going, thank Jeepers, KG's back. But anyway, he's working tonight. He's acting his little wee head off. He's a brilliant actor. Go out and watch. Well, don't go out, actually. What am I saying? I can't even. What are we doing? I can't even be bothered. 4-2 to those. He's acting his wee plums off. He's out there doing Bloods. Go and watch it on Sky Wednesdays. Go and watch it. He's out there acting. He's out there working. If you're going to complain, then just leave. Get out of here. Anyway, right, hold on. Hold on. Wake myself up. Inside. Wasn't that terrible? Inside. All right. Well, that was shite. Oh, swore. Yeah, terrible. Let's get into it. Let's get into the 5 things. Deep. But before we do that, shout out my main man Rich. Again, is in the background. So I'm going to send out the link very shortly. When I do send out the link, hit the link. You'll be brought into the studio. Then have a wee chat with Rich. Let him know what you want to say. If anybody wants to have an argument, make things exciting, let's do that. But I'll send out the link. Actually, do you know what I'll do? I'll do it now. So we'll get the controversy brewing in the background. There we go. The link should be now in the chat. Before we get into the 5 things, sleeped. 5 things deeped. First, we got to shout out the Durex gang. Then shout out the free seats. And then first thing deeped. I think this one is a bit. I haven't heard anybody talk about this during the game, in the lead up to the game, in the immediate aftermath of the game. Glazers out. That's the most important thing about today. Let's keep the message going. Let's not the actual football get in the way of this opportunity to get the Glazers out. So the match result doesn't matter today. Glazers out. The performances don't really matter today. Glazers out. We win the secondary Champions League. Doesn't matter. Glazers out. Get out of my club, you ravenous scumbags. But we'll keep that one short. Number 2. Another bit of a serious one. I'd like to extend a serious, well thought out, sincere apology to David De Gea. I know you nearly left us if it wasn't for a fax machine, but apart from that, you have been the best servant of this club since Alex Ferguson left. And the treatment the club has given you in the last couple of months has been nothing short of shameful. And I don't want to get on Henderson's back tonight because it's not Henderson's fault. It's not his fault. He's been thrust into this position. I'd like to think it wasn't Ollie that made the decision with the birth of De Gea's child to use that as an opportunity to get Dean Henderson in, but it seems that way. And again tonight, it's been proven that he's been dropped not for football reasons, but for political reasons. And we're dropping points for it. We're being made. Oh, hold on. KG, you're so smooth. Number 2. We look foolish tonight because of it. And it's not all Henderson's fault, as I'll get into. There is a certain area of the pitch that I will blame for it. But Dean Henderson has... I'd like to ask a couple of you, and if you're coming on, let me know. Do you think Dean Henderson has potentially been thrown under the bus a wee bit with what's happened with De Gea? maybe being a little bit unfair. The pressure on him, the scrutiny and the eyes that are being brought on him simply because he's not De Gea, not really his fault. We'll get into it. Number 3. The midfield. That is the main thing we need to strengthen in the summer. And it's the main thing that should be changed in the middle of a game when things aren't going right. The substitutions in the midfield are the main things. That is where we are faltering. Today we've seen it. In the bigger games this year, our record is atrocious. And in the bigger games, we see McFred, as they're so commonly known. And what is happening when we play McFred is they're playing very, very deep, just in front of the 2 centre-backs. Meanwhile, we've got Bruno, who's supposed to be playing through the middle, who's playing very high. There's times tonight where he was actually playing higher up the pitch than Cavani, as Cavani was dropping deep to try and get the ball. And what that has left us with, not just tonight, in previous games where we have had poor performances, is a large gap between the defence and the midfield. Where Fred tonight was awful. There's no defending Fred tonight. But what is happening is they're receiving the ball. McTominay or Fred are receiving the ball from the defence. They're turning around up the pitch and there's nobody for miles. It's like no man's land up there. And they're not told, hoof it up the pitch, let's get a counter-attack. No, we're trying to play it in defeat, but there's nobody there. And then the ball's coming back at us and conceding goals like we're seeing tonight. We'll go a bit more positive. 4th thing, sleep. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, man of the match tonight, without doubt. Bruno, close second, but Aaron Wan-Bissaka tonight was phenomenal. World-class tackles. He did give the ball away once or twice in the midfield, but of the back 7 players, it was by far the least. And Shaw, for how good he has been this year, was potentially his worst performance for a long time for Man United. Wan-Bissaka was going forward as good as we've seen him, and he was putting in wonderful tackles. So I want some respect put on his name. He's had a wee bit of disrespect towards his name recently. And I know if KG was here, he'd be hitting the button, but I don't have it. And also, Greenwood, a shining light in what seems to be a bit of darkness tonight. A bit of respect for Mason Greenwood. People seem to forget how young he is. You see Diallo coming on, getting the game, that absolute reserve game that we played the other day. People are forgetting Diallo, but he's about the same age as Greenwood. Greenwood has played something around 100 games already for Man United. And he's going out there and outshining seasoned veterans. He has the quality there that any team in the Premier League would love to have. So let's everybody get behind him. And he will be our future. I keep saying it week in, week out. Back Mason Greenwood. The last thing I'll do, 5th thing, sleep. We'll keep it short and we'll get into the calls and see all the whinging that people have got to do, because that was an awful performance. We only need one more win. One win. 2nd confirmed. So all we need to do, field a strong team against Fulham. Let's beat them. Play another reserve team against Wolves, and that's it. 2nd place. Question is that good enough? Remains to be seen. I think the decision there really will rely on, do we win the final next Wednesday? But I don't think it'd be fair to say it hasn't been a good season. But is it enough? We've really ended the season on a whimper. But is that Ollie's fault? Is it the squad's fault? Is it the first team players' fault? Or is it all this stuff in the background combined? And let's not forget, let's not go too tough on the players. This is a very strange season. With the background of all the COVID stuff, playing at least 2 games, week in, week out, strange season, coming to the end of it. Let's give them a bit of respect. But a lot of them were terrible tonight. That's Liverpool. We lost to Liverpool 4-2. Shocking stuff. Anyway, folks, the link is in the chat. Let's get away from this. Who are we going to bring in first? Let me see. Who's in the building? I have an idea. We'll bring in my main man, Aaron. Had a fantastic show. Not the last game. The one before that. I see you smiling, big son. I hope you're ready. Are you coming on? Come on. Tell us. What do you got to say?
Oh, mate. Just when I thought my own club gave me so much positivity, I look on that match to neutral and think, my God, United are in so much disarray right now. Second place is a smokescreen. There's still, 10 points off Man City. For a club like Man United, that should not be happening. They should not be that far behind the champions. They should be competing. But do the Glazers do anything about it? Do they, Al? They don't care. They only care about their own pockets. Tonight, though, you got to put it on Henderson. You've got to put it on the midfield. You've got to put it on the back line. I feel sorry for Bruno Fernandes. I feel sorry for Greenwood. I feel sorry for Cavani. Even though Rashford doesn't work on the right, I feel sorry for him as well. But Fred, I don't want to see him put on a United shirt again. And that's me being perfectly honest. He was brought in by Mourinho as a £40 million substitute. Knocked his confidence ever since. And as soon as he starts starting game in, game out under Solskjaer, doesn't look great on an occasion. I think he's past it. I think he should be better at a club like Aston Villa. McTominay is good for energy, and that's about it. The best thing about McTominay, make him do more forward runs in front of Bruno instead of behind Bruno. In my opinion, you need two proper centre defensive midfielders, not McTominay. He's a box-to-box midfielder. That's how he should work.
Aaron, wait, now hold on. You're saying there that McTominay, you wanted to see him further up the pitch. But if you've got Fred as his partner to keep the defensive line solid behind him, you're just inviting pressure there. And we've seen it tonight. The last goal, we put everything forward. That sounds to me like you want to do that from early. It's just going to leave us open. And
I think maybe put Matic next to McTominay. And maybe have Matic do the defensive duties and McTominay do the forward duties. Or maybe Matic and Van der Beek. I want to see Van der Beek given more game time. You know, in my opinion, he didn't come to the club to be a number 10. In my opinion, he is a box-to-box playmaker. I think he works with a defensive midfielder just behind Bruno or Pogba, probably Bruno Fernandes. But I feel like Van der Beek, the more I don't see him play, or the more I barely see him play, the more I think, well, maybe Van der Beek wasn't the number one choice for United. Maybe they just gave him a signing to try and shut the fans up, for the Glazers to try and shut the fans up. But is that going to work? Hell no. These are Man United fans. They're not going to shut up. They just postponed the Liverpool match the first time round after the transfer window they've had. So they're not going to shut. If they sign Sancho this summer, that's not going to be enough. If they sign Sancho and Sven Botman at centre-back, even that's not going to be enough. They still need other improvements, in my opinion. And I said at the beginning, mate, that coming off the highs of what my club just announced, a new head of talent identification, got Cardiff up to the Premier League, coming down to League One to help us out and get us promoted. That's amazing. Our manager could be announced tomorrow. That's even incredible. 8 to 12 signings, I've been told. That's amazing. But when I look at United, who's way bigger than us, we last played United in a friendly in 2007. When I see United, one of the biggest and most respected clubs in the world by name, being mismanaged by the Glazers, having players that shouldn't have even worn the shirt in the first place, and you feel sorry for the players like Bruno Fernandes, who, in my opinion, is a future United captain. No offense on Maguire, but Bruno Fernandes is the future captain by far. Mason Greenwood, who, in my opinion, despite Cavani signing, I think Mason Greenwood is a generational talent. But my big worry for Greenwood is not for him, but I worry he'll get misused by Man United and he'll become another Danny Welbeck. That's my worry with Mason Greenwood. And it's not his fault. It's the club's fault for misusing a generational talent, in my opinion. I worry. That's my big worry with Mason.
It's not going to happen. He's too talented. You can't put respect to Welbeck, but you can't put Welbeck and Greenwood in the same sentence.
No. But
Greenwood,
if he's way more talented than Welbeck, and the club still mismanage him, and he doesn't get to reach his potential in the next 5 to 10 years, then I really look at United and think, what are you doing up there? What are you doing?
I don't think even Man United, even with how badly we are run, I don't think they let something like that slip. He's far too valuable, even just as an asset. He's very
but
sellable.
The sad thing is, I don't put anything past the Glazers. I don't put anything past this terrible management ownership. And this is where, again, I throw my own club into the mix to me, mate, because we've got an owner that listens to the fans, gets fans' opinions, makes sure we're on the same level as everyone else in the club. We're not like bored fans, whatever, on different levels. We're all one club. When I look at the Glazers, the roof of Old Trafford is collapsing. The stadium's falling into despair and ruin. The Glazers are saving money for their little Super League. And it just makes me... And I came on this KJ show like a couple of weeks ago, right? And I said, for 20 years, the Premier League thought they were bigger than the Football League for the rest of the pyramid. They thought they were bigger than themselves. And the Glazers thought, oh, we'll just waltz into United. We're going to spend this money. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. And then behind the scenes, oh, no. We're going to keep the money. We're going to just let Ferguson win all the trophies. We'll hide our misfortune behind the scenes. Do Man U fans forget, and do rival fans forget, that in 2010, United fans just won the league under Ferguson and they still protested for the Glazers to go? That's how rubbish the ownership has been. It's been like this for 15 years at United. And I went on a stadium tour as a kid at Old Trafford as a neutral back when I was like 11, 12 years old. I've not been back there since, and I promised I was going to be there at least once every year to watch a match. I've not been there in 8 years. And the reason I've not been there in 8 years is because I don't want to see a United under the Glazer mistreatment and their dictatorship over Manchester United. That's what I'm thinking. Do I think United could win the Europa League final? Yes. Do I think they could finish second? It is looking likely. Do I think Liverpool win their next 3 games? They've got Burnley, they've got West Brom, they've got Crystal Palace. On paper, 9 points. But with the form they've been on against smaller teams, well, technically smaller teams, but they should be more respected, then they've not actually... they're not done very well against those teams. They lost to Brighton, lost to Burnley, they lost to Fulham. So, they're not done really well against those teams. So, technically, Liverpool might not even get top 4 despite winning tonight, and it'd be a bit embarrassing. And I guess it's just one of those things, man. It's just one of those things. I'm really disappointed, especially since the way they started with Bruno Fernandes coming straight out of the box with the attacks in the first half. It was not good tonight. Not looking good for United tonight.
Well, one thing to think about, and I know what people are going to say before I even say it, but we played 2 games since Liverpool played their last game. They played Saturday, we played Sunday and Tuesday, and then we both play again tonight. And I know they heavily rotated the squad, but we still had Rashford and Cavani on the bench. We still had to prepare. Ollie doesn't get the same amount of time to tactically prepare in between the games. Now, a lot of individual performances, end of the season, end of a strange COVID season, it's easy to just go straight hard on the players because we've lost, and it's a tough loss to take against Liverpool. But you got to look at the extenuating circumstances, and really, when we lost tonight, it hasn't cost us anything. Just
yeah, this is the thing, they've not. Man U aren't really playing for anything for the rest of the season. They've got the Europa League final to look forward to in that, but they're not really playing for anything. But as a top quality football club, as one of the biggest clubs in the world by name, players on that pitch, if you're wearing the United shirt, you put your all in, game in, game out. I see the thing with rotation and stuff like that, but you still try and put in as much as you can for the bad, because that's what football means to us and what it should mean for players. What I see from some players who didn't play, 48 hours ago, and were playing their first 90 minutes in 4 days, so they got a couple of days rest and a bit of fitness training going into this game. So they had the usual sort of Thursday, Tuesday kind of thing, the Thursday, Saturday schedule or whatever. So some of those players like Fred and that, they shouldn't have had an excuse tonight. But I see players that have had the usual schedule rather than the 48 hours playing, etc., like Rashford and Cavani, etc., which can excuse them in a way. But people like Fred and that, they shouldn't have had an excuse tonight because they were playing the usual schedule and they turned out like they just wanted to collect 100 grand at the end of the week. That's how they played tonight. And if Man U's going to buy Sancho, I feel that shouldn't be the only signing. But I've got a terrible feeling this is what the Glazers are thinking. They think, oh, we'll sign Sancho before the Euros and then that's it. That's our transfer business done. That's not going to nothing you do excites fans anyway. Whatever you do, people will still protest for you to go. So you might as well just sell up if you're not interested. But, you know, you can't just expect Sancho on its own and people to turn heads. And you see Liverpool fans slating those Man U protests before the match. How quick do Liverpool fans turn with a bit of with an apology from Don W. Henry? As soon as he apologises, they're sucking his arse. And and obviously Chelsea fans are with their owners. You've got Man City with their owners, Arsenal with the Kroenkes, you know, and Spurs with ENIC. You know, some fans are still forgiving. Some fans have turned now for them. It's like Man U are the only fans actually doing something. They're doing something. And Liverpool are just not, and other teams are just not, they're turning way too quickly and it's going back to normal. And it shouldn't feel normal for dictators to not include the fans and think that the littlest business and the little support for the managers is okay just because they want to save money for big franchise projects. It's important warning to the American teams. It's not good enough. And it's affecting on the pitch now. It's been affecting on the pitch since Ferguson retired. Since Ferguson retired, and I've always believed this, mate, for years, since Ferguson retired, all the boardroom's problems have come out. I think Ferguson's trophies has kind of shielded the Glazers' ownership when they got it in 05. But when Ferguson retired, I feel like it's like Wenger and the Kroenkes. The shield was gone. The shield went. And all their problems were starting to arise again year after year after year. And we see the worst of it now. So United need more than one signing. And if they're not, the Glazers aren't going to do that, they need to go. And it's that simple.
Yeah, you're saying you're bringing up Fergie there. Fergie did a lot of work in the background just to keep things going, ticking over all right. He didn't want a giant explosion. He knew what was coming, but when he started saying things like "there's no value in the market," when said he were buying players for 4 million, they've turned out to be club legends for them, things like that. And then we've also said when you were saying about Man United fans we were protesting back in 2012, back in the days when we were still winning things. And Souness comes out at the protest there a couple of weeks back, and he's saying they're only protesting because they haven't won anything in a while, and that it's all about him. The Glazers aren't spending enough money, things like that. The general media, they're trying to disrespect what the fans are doing. And
that's one of my big problems with football at the minute. The mainstream media, they are protecting so many people that shouldn't be protected. I've seen mainstream media sniffing Mike Ashley's backside for years. And you think why Newcastle hasn't had a change yet? Because the media are trying to twist the opinions around, and it's not going to work. The mainstream media are threatened. They are threatened because they know change is coming. Change is on the horizon in football. We need to allow it and make it happen. Make football a more... If this pandemic has taught us anything, football should be a more even game. Like, I saw the stuff today from us in our league and League Two. We're only allowed 4 matches out of all the teams on Sky all year. All of us, randomly, only 4 teams get a match on Sky Sports once. Championship, each team gets at least 2 home games per team. The Premier League have pretty much at least 1 or 2 home and away matches for every single team. And you wonder why the rest of the football pyramid gets disrespected by teams like United that won't help. When you got owners that are involved and you got mainstream media that take so much disrespect towards the football league, it is an absolute disgrace. Since Sky got all the money, and since the media companies have been given all the money and all the rights, and they've pumped so much into it, football, people think, oh, football's evolutionized. We've got all this generational talent. We've got, 1 billion transfer funds coming up and things like that. If you look at the cold hard facts with United, with Arsenal, with so many teams, football's actually in its most darkest period. If you look at the cold hard day of facts, people think, oh yeah, we put loads of money into it. We're getting all this generational talent that's going to cost 500 million to buy, and we're going to put all these sponsorship deals. We're going to get Amazon Prime involved, Disney Plus, Mickey Mouse, all that malarkey. But when you look at the cold hard facts, teams like United, Arsenal, all these teams, it's the darkest period in football, because where these clubs came from, United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, United, they came from the roots of English football, which is where we are right now. They came from where we are, and they're forgetting their roots. And when you forget your roots, you turn into an absolute dick. That's the best way to describe it. So Man United right now are in one of their darkest periods. It's not the darkest. We've seen many dark periods at Manchester United. The Munich air crash, having to rebuild the Busby Babes team, that was a dark period that brought so much hope at the end of the light of the tunnel. And I feel like this is going into a dark, dark direction for United if they don't shape up and change.
Aaron, phenomenal call, as last time. Unbelievable. Shout out your channel. Let us know what you're all about.
So my channel is Forever Football DRFC. Dunkster Rovers content. Hopefully we're getting the announcement of our new manager tomorrow, which means we'll now get to make the 8 to 12 new signs we need to make to get our transfer window up and running. It's going to be the busiest window we've had in years. It's been the most critical point of this club's history. We've never reached the top flight, and yet we've got someone who took Cardiff to the Premier League in as our new head of talent identification and recruitment for the first team and the youth. So, very exciting there, and it proves we're ambitious. And who knows, man? We could see you in the cups next season, or we could see you in the league in a decade. We could see you in the Premier League in a decade. We could get up there if we could. So it should be interesting. But yeah, it's going to be exciting stuff, no doubt.
Well, I tell you what, I know who my next football manager career mode's going to be with. Doncaster Rovers. Great show. Come back next time. Good call. Who we're bringing in next? Let's go to my main man, Rich, in the background. We've got regular caller. This one should be a bit interesting. I think I'm going to bring two chaps on here. We'll bring the first one on, see what he's got to say first, and then there's potentially somebody in the background who's got something to say about it. Ahad, how are you, my guy?
I'm good. How are you? How are you?
I'm absolutely awful watching that. What about you?
Yeah. What do I say? I mean, Ollie didn't have enough time to set the tactics, but Fred, absolutely, I don't know what to say. I think for this game, I think we scored the goal in the 10th minute, so we were like all good. But then I think we started to sit back, and then we kind of lost the match. And then for the Henderson situation, I think it's kind of his fault for the third goal. I think, my opinion, because he got the ball, but he could have catched it, but he let the ball away. But I just don't know what to say because 4-2. I wasn't expecting this type of results from Liverpool, who are a seventh seventh in the league, and we rested all of our players for Leicester for this game. Like this, okay. Now I want to talk about the CDMs, right?
Wait now. Wait,
Yeah,
Ahad.
yeah.
Wait before
Yes,
you pull
yes,
the trigger there.
yeah.
We're getting comments. Where's KG? He's acting. He's got a job. Okay, he doesn't come to your job and slobber to you, does he? Huh? when you've
Nah,
got a day of annual leave? Does he come to you and slobber to you? Why you're not
nah.
working today? No, he doesn't. All right, you've
All
got
right.
me. You've got me
Yeah.
second off. Now I brought you on because somebody in the background said you had something to say about our manager. What is that?
Oh yeah. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I mean, I'm kind of like an Ole out. It started like in the mid season because like he's not playing the players he wants to play. That's what I think. Like Van de Beek, I think for this game, I think Van de Beek should play because you've seen Fred and McTominay. There's not like we kind of lost because of them. Because today wasn't McTominay's fault. Like I feel like for Fred, he shouldn't play in the big games. Because if you see between PSG, he bottled it. Like now today between Liverpool, he also bottled it, and he bottled it between Roma as well. And I think we need a new CDM. I think Fred and McTominay, if you've seen their passes, it's awful. It's awful. Like if like the goal that we conceded, I'm not sure what goal was it. I think it was second or third goal. That was all on Fred because Fred, he's the one who started to concede that goal. Like if you see that pass he made, it was absolutely awful. And then when I see the Fred to McTominay pass, absolutely awful. I think we need a new CDM who can pass, who's a beast in the box, and all that. I think Pogba didn't have a good day today. I think Van de Beek, I think this game between Liverpool, Van de Beek should have played. And then today, I was also frustrated with Ole as well because I think Van de Beek should have came on. I don't know why in the bloody hell Matic came on for like 10 minutes. I wonder what Matic is gonna do in the game for 10 minutes. Is he gonna bring us in an attacking threat and is gonna score a goal for us? He's not. But I think that when Rashford scored the goal, I think it was around the 60th to 65th minute. I think that's when we should have brought the subs. Van de Beek on, I think Van de Beek show came on, or Van de Beek show came on. I think I feel bad for Van de Beek. I think for this game, I was expecting Van de Beek to play at least 20 minutes or 30 minutes. He didn't get 0 minutes on the pitch. I think he should have played, my opinion. And we kind of lost because of that because Fred and McTominay, like I think for this game, McTominay should have played instead of Fred, but Fred and McTominay played, but we lost because of Fred, my opinion. And we kind of I wouldn't really blame it on the defense. I'm not sure about the defense, but I think Pogba he had a bad day. Fred was really bad. And when I saw the United States player ratings, I don't know why in the bloody hell Henderson, bloody Dean Henderson got a 3.3, 3.3. I give him a 5, but why did Dean Henderson? The majority of United fans put 3.3 for Dean Henderson.
I just need to just refrain from all that swearing, young man. Bloody heck and all that. This time of night. Terrible. Terrible. Tell me this. Tell me this. Henderson, just give me give me your opinion on
About
Henderson. What do you
Henderson,
think? What do you think?
Um, I, I think, like as I said, you've seen Henderson. He's in the pressure. I kind of feel bad for him because he has the pressure to Haya. You have a feeling like, for example, if I was Ian Henderson, right? You don't want to lose your spot, so then you feel so anxious in goal. Like you don't wanna lose your spot. So Henderson, I think he was sensational last season. I don't know what happened this season because I've seen him this season. He's nothing compared to like last season. But today is not Henderson's fault. I don't think nobody should blame on Henderson. Maybe for that one goal, but for the rest, I think Henderson shouldn't have the blame.
So, would you bring De Gea in for for every game the rest of the season, or are you happy to just to keep on with
Um,
McTominay?
it's a tough choice to be honest, but I think, I mean, who do we have next? We have Fulham, we have Wolves, and we bottled it between Leicester, we bottled it in Liverpool. So why not just save De Gea for the final of the Europa League and play Henderson for Wolves versus Fulham? Because that's what I would do. That's what I would do. Because Wolves and Fulham, they're not like the top games. So then Henderson can easily play those games. So if I were Ole as a manager, play Henderson play Henderson between Wolves and Fulham and keep De Gea for the final because you never know what happens. Like what happens if De Gea plays between Wolves and then gets like a shocker injury? Because remember Bernardo last season who got an injury as well and couldn't play the FA Cup final. And what happens if the same thing happens to De Gea? Because I wouldn't risk it. I'll play Henderson between Wolves and Fulham because he's a quality keeper as well, and save the hair for the final. That's what I would do.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay, we're gonna move on. Now you
Yeah,
go out. You go and wash that mouth out with soap, young man.
yeah,
All that bloody flipping swearing. It's not good
yeah.
enough.
But also Eid Mubarak to all the Muslim brothers as well.
Good call I had.
Yeah, you too.
Do you want to shout out your channel?
Oh yeah. I mean, it kind of got deleted. So full time football. Huge shout out to them. Huge shout out to my channel, full time football. And we also started a new one. It's called Man UTD Fan TV as well. So we just started today. We did a pre.
Sin bin. What does he do? What? Come on now. You can't do that. Ah, somebody, right? Everybody, get onto that channel. Copyright strike that stuff down. Terrible behavior. Right? Hold on now. Let's have a chat with him.
Yeah.
Ahad.
So basically,
No, no. I thought he was going to apologize. Sorry, Ahad. That's poor stuff. Don't subscribe to his channel. I give him. He wasn't even going to shout out the channel. I gave him the opportunity, and what did he do? Shocking stuff. Shocking stuff. Let's give him another opportunity now. Come on. Are you going to change your name?
yup. Sorry. But shout out to UTD Fan TV as well for the content they make. But so for the full time football thing, it kind of got deleted because there's a hacker came in and deleted everything. So yeah, we kind of started a new channel. But yeah, shout out to your channel as well. Amazing content. I watched the whole watch along today. It was amazing.
Did you?
But yes, I did
Is that,
indeed.
is that where you got the idea for the name? See you later, mucker. In the bin, in the mud. Useless. Absolutely useless. Anyway, Rich, who's the next one in the building? We had a plan there, but didn't go quite the plan. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring in somebody new. No, we don't have anybody new. It's all normal chaps. Who was good last week? Not last week. The last show. My main man Manny. He was fabulous. You ready, Manny? What you got to
Yo,
say, big son?
hello, Bradley.
Now, don't tell me you've started a United channel called
No,
UTT
wait,
Fans TV or something.
did he say Man UTD Fan TV?
I don't even know. I don't even know.
Yeah, okay.
Mods, do your work in there. That's shocking
Yeah,
behavior. Anyway, Manny,
yeah,
what do you got to say
shocking.
today?
Yeah, so before I touch on the game, I'm just gonna talk about the protest and the lineup. Yeah, big up to everyone that went to the protest, and yeah, we all need to keep up the message, I shall say. And yeah, let's not forget the last 16 years of what happened to this great football club. Everyone that went to the protest, big up to them and boycott the sponsors, and we need to like hit them on the in their pockets. I want to touch on something, Bradley. When the lineup came out and when I saw Bruno was captain, listen, I went to Twitter and Pogba FC was so rattled, man. Like everyone said, "Oh, why is Bruno captain? Oh, Pogba been here long enough." And I don't. I should have filmed my reaction. I was just here laughing, man. Is this what we have become now? Seriously, like arguing over each other about, oh, why is he the captain? Why didn't he give the captaincy? Man, the standards of this football club is like to the ground now. Okay, another thing that I've like spotted at the lineup was that I think Oli got it like wrong playing Pogba in the left wing. I'm just gonna explain why. Okay, uh, listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Pogba playing on the left wing has been a very like out of the box idea. It has been working sometimes, not every time, but sometimes. My feeling is that Pogba till right now have not met any good like world class right back that bombs up and down. The last time we played Liverpool, Pogba played right wing, so he played against Robertson, not Trent. Listen. The only reason that I'm gonna say Ole got it wrong playing Pogba there was because of Trent. Listen, Trent in the last few years, there's a reason that he has been one of the best right backs in the world because of the fact that he bumps up, gets a crossing. He's very good offensively, and unfortunately, Pogba didn't get the best out of him in when he was offensively. And in my opinion, if you're going to continue with this Pogba on the left wing thing, I think we should only play him on the left wing when we play the lower teams because of the fact that we will dominate the position and their right back isn't as good as the better team's right back. That's the reason. And yeah, the other players, it was no shock. Everyone expected the lineup. And about the game, uh, I thought that it was a it was a strange game because I thought when we went 2-1 down in the halftime, I actually thought we were going to get it to 2-2 or 3-2. But of course, it didn't end up like that. I just want to touch on the Henderson and De Gea thing. Listen, the last caller, I don't know what he has. It's late right now. Yeah, I don't know what he was saying, but Henderson, in my opinion, was mistake for two goals actually. The one against the third goal when he, I don't know what he did there. First of all, playing out of the back, we are never good at it, and when he punched it at the dangerous area, and actually from the goal, from the corner, when you come as a goalkeeper, when you come out of your box and you're going to punch the ball, you need to punch it in an area where it's not dangerous for the opposition to score. But he just punched it in front, like I don't know, behind these players, and the Liverpool player just was there. So that's the Henderson thing, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I am not happy with the fact that Ole has been like dropping De Gea in the Premier League, but if you're being totally honest, I think we all should expect this because I thought Ole probably think like this. First half of the season, I'm going to play De Gea in the Premier League, and if we get to the latest stages of the Europa League, I'm going to play Henderson. So in the next half of the season, I'm going to play Henderson in the Premier League and De Gea in the Europa League. That's the idea I think Ole had. Yeah.
Okay. Manny, great call as always.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for coming on. Make sure you come on again. It's next
Yes.
Tuesday we play. Make sure you come
Yeah.
on again. Have your
Yes.
say again. If you did you want to shout out Ahad's channel there for a second there?
Who's?
Ahad?
I don't know. It's UTD Fan TV. That's the only thing I know. And
Yes,
Dave,
my
the
guy.
comedian.
I was about to
Yes.
send in you there, but you right decision. Good
Yes.
call, my guy. Speak to you next time. Well, I'm hearing murmurs that there's some activity going on in the background here. Romeo, are you ready? I'm hearing murmurs here that you've got a bit of a reckless opinion here. We're lacking reckless opinions, so come on, make it a good one. Romeo, you've always got good calls. What do you got to say, big bro?
Bradley?
Romeo,
Yeah, good night, man. How are you?
I'm not too bad. I'm hoping for a reckless opinion here. It's all very plain stuff here, very vanilla stuff. What do you got to say, my guy?
Um, well, today basically another example prove why Oli is not the man for me.
Keep going.
It's so many times this season, and so I've always heard trust his process. He's learning on the job, but people seem to forget that he's actually been coaching for 15 years now. So he's not learning on the job. That just means that he's playing not good enough. Because he's not learning on the job. Pep has been in the job has been coaching for 15 years, same as Oli. Oli has been relegated with Cardiff. He won a championship with Molde, and then all of a sudden he's good enough for United. Doesn't work like that.
Romeo, I'm getting reports that there's somebody in the background here that has got something to say with what you got to say. You happy enough for me to bring this person on?
Yep.
Hamza, come on, back your man. Let's go.
Yo, what's up, man?
Come on, fight.
So hold on. You're saying Ole hasn't learned on the job. Well, first of all, Molda who? Are they a big club? And secondly, Cardiff, their shit. Look at them now, mid-table championship. You're saying that Ole can play with those players at the midfield? Absolutely. You know, I'm gonna just point out a big point here. Fred and McTominay throughout the season have been absolutely crap. Their performances have been shadowed by the world-class players that we have up front.
So where are they
Like,
playing then?
So I'm saying that Fernandes, Pogba, and Cavani have been absolutely brilliant, alongside Greenwood as well. The past few months has been brilliant. So there is scoring goals and doing absolutely everything for this club. But Fred and McTominay, how many times did they lose the ball today? How many times?
They weren't
And
taken
he,
off.
and he, thank God, Ole did what I expected. Take off Fred, who always lost the ball multiple times, and he was fault for, I don't know, three of the goals. And I think he should have taken McTominay out, but I think that he didn't because of the game against Leicester. I think he should have put on Matic like 10 minutes earlier, because he would have changed the game a bit better than what he did. But you can't do nothing with that midfield. Sorry, McTominay and Fred are not good enough, and we should sign a CDM, not Jadon Sancho.
And I'm not saying
Give me a manager that can win anything with that midfield. Guardiola can do it. Jurgen Klopp can do it. So Jurgen Klopp wasn't playing with Fabinho. Look at Fabinho today, the man of the match in that game, alongside Arnold
Pep had
and
Van
Jota.
de Beek. He
No,
would
no, no,
start
no.
him instead of McTominay or Fred.
What?
If Pep had McTominay and Fred, he would rip it apart and start Van de Beek.
Yeah, that's because Ole doesn't trust Van de Beek. Clearly, what happened with Fred the first season when Ole came? Done subtle when he came on, done bits in there, and we're all crying out for him to play. Then he played. Look what he's done this season. Absolutely shit. No, this season has been absolutely awful with McTominay and Fred.
So why do
Dreadful.
they keep playing then?
What?
Why do they keep playing then?
Because Ole doesn't trust his bench.
Why doesn't he
Look,
trust his
look.
bench?
Tuanzebe was my man of the match against Leicester
Exactly.
City.
So why isn't he
Why
playing
didn't
then?
he? Why didn't he play? Why didn't he play him ahead of Bay today? That
Ask
clearly because he
manager.
doesn't trust him. That because he doesn't trust him. Little of today
Why
was
doesn't the
crap.
manager trust him?
What?
Why doesn't the manager trust him?
I don't know. You should ask the manager.
Klopp started 2 under 23 centre backs today.
Yeah,
and they
because
actually
he
did
doesn't
quite
have
well.
another centre back.
And we do, and we don't start him. Why is that?
We have who exactly in
We have
centre back?
Tuanzebe, and he doesn't
Yeah,
start.
I'm
Why?
telling you, because he doesn't trust his bench.
So how can Klopp trust 2 under 23 players and all he can trust a player who played against two of the best forwards in the world
Let me tell you
and
this,
was man
right?
of the match?
Let me tell you this, right? How many times has Ole rotated the squad when the schedule wasn't that close this season? Tell me a different team sheet that you saw than what happened today.
That's the point. He doesn't rotate because he doesn't have a system. If he doesn't play
Because he
the
needs the
forward,
backing of the board. Glazers should get out or back their manager. They should give him a CDM. The only CDM that we have is Matic, who's gonna I don't know, do subtle. And I think this transfer window, Declan Rice should be a priority for this season, for
I
next
think
season.
Declan Rice is overrated, but we do need a CD. Now, I'm not saying this team is good enough to win a Premier League title, but this team with McTominay and
But
Freddie
then
Mitch,
hold on. You're saying Ole out, right? Before the season started, with this shit team that we have, it
I
doesn't look
expected
different
fifth.
apart from Telles and Cavani. Tell me, What was your prediction for this
I
season?
expected
Did you
fifth.
think? Did you
I
think we're gonna
expected
finish
fifth.
second this season?
I expected fifth.
Exactly.
Okay, but expectations can be changed based on evidence. Evidence was Liverpool were crap, Spurs were crap, Arsenal were crap. So that would leave us and Man City, and
Yeah,
we
and
were
we
top,
were
and
crap
we
as
were
well.
top
Like,
of the league in January by 4 or 5 points, and he bottled it. He bottled it. We drew to West Brom and think we lost to
did you
Sheffield.
expect?
I didn't expect it, but expectations can be changed based on evidence. And
Based
evidence,
on evidence of
evidence
what
that
the squad is good.
evidence that Liverpool we thought were gonna be good. They didn't. Lampard spent money. He wasn't good enough, clearly. So
Mate,
that's two teams straight away.
are you joking? There are two squads. Man City are playing with two squads. Are you mad?
And we were in front of them, weren't we?
Because we burnt out.
Whose fault is that for making the players burn out? Isn't it the manager's fault?
Because he doesn't trust them. Oh my god.
Why doesn't he trust them then? Why can't he trust Van de
Because he
Beek,
doesn't
Van
want them.
Zebby,
He doesn't want them. He doesn't want them.
I'm sure Potter doesn't want Proper and all those players, but he
No,
still
no,
plays
man.
him because he has to.
My god, Bradley, man.
Keep going. Keep going.
No, man. I just. It's absolutely weird how people think that you should be only out when he's second in the league right now and he's in the Europa League final. Who expected that?
Jose
With this
Mourinho was in the
shit,
Europa
you
League final
can't
3 years ago and he was
you
sacked.
cannot criticize a manager when he's second in the league and in the Europa
Oh,
League
but
final.
criticize Mourinho is okay then because he's Portuguese and not a Man United legend.
Yeah, probably because he was fit and he lost 5 games in a row, and his squad fell out and nobody trusted him. And that's why, probably. Mourinho, are you mad?
I'm not
Mourinho.
saying I wanted Mourinho to stay, but he has basically done the same with Oli, other than, as I said, vibes in the dressing room.
Yeah. Let me tell you this. First season, he was backed like Ole. Second season, he wasn't backed and he finished 5th. And Ole got twice the first manager after Sir Alex to get back-to-back top 4. So how can you criticize
In
a manager?
Jose's first season, he won the Europa League and got us Champions League football. In his second,
and he finished second.
he got
Just
second and
just
got
like what's
Champions
Ole
League
gonna do
football.
right now.
So how is that progression then?
That's progression from last season. Are you kidding me, man? We finished in the semi-final. We progressed to the final. We finished in the
How
semi-final.
is that progressing from a
in the FA
Europa
Cup,
League
semi-final in the
semi-final
Carabao
to
Cup.
a Europa League final good enough? He knocked us out of the Champions League group stage by a club that was created in 2009.
Oh, really? So, Jose Mourinho. When we knocked out in Barcelona, come on, man.
We were not by Barcelona in the quarter-final.
Yeah.
I know that was Oli, by the way, wasn't it?
Yeah. Let me tell you, guess why? Because Phil Jones was playing at the back alongside the man who didn't want to play at the club who Oli got rid of, Chris Smalling.
I'm not blaming him for that. I'm just bringing it up.
No, I'm just telling you. How can you criticize a manager when your expectations was out of the top 4?
Yes, and expectations can be changed based on evidence. And the evidence that I got was Lampard wasn't good enough. He was in 8th. Arteta wasn't good enough. Spurs dropped off. We were first in the league by 4 points, and
but
he dropped
I tell
off.
you what.
Why was that?
People said before the season that Arteta, Mourinho, and Lampard would survive and would progress with the team and win the league. Where are they now?
Arteta is 9th, Jose is sacked, and Lampard is sacked. So why are we comparing ourselves to teams in 9th, 8th, and currently in 3rd because they sacked the manager?
Well, you can compare yourself to Chelsea, who are in Champions League final, because they have a squad, and Lampard wasn't able to use that squad with the depth that they had.
Right there, this set of Chelsea players were in 8th, and we were at 1st. And suddenly Tuchel comes in and get them where they should be.
Because our squad burnt out. They have 2 squads. Are you kidding me? They got Aspilicueta, Kante, Werner, Havertz, Mount, Ziyech. No, they have depth exactly like Man City, and I can see them being title contenders alongside Man City next season.
I can.
And
I
before
expect them
before
to.
we before just sorry for cutting it out, we should focus on the Glazers more than Ole,
I
because
am
the Glazers
focusing
are
on
the
the
reason.
Glazers,
Because
but
the
I am
Glazers are the reason why we're here, and they didn't back their manager, and we all know that he wants center back
of
CDM,
course I
and he
didn't.
definitely wanted Sancho, and he didn't get them. So I think all of the Ole outers, I think the focus should be more on
My focus is
Glazers.
on the Glazers because the Glazers are the reason why Oli is here. I
Yeah,
focus on the
clearly. When you're
Glazers.
saying Ole out, when you're saying Ole out in the comments and
But
things like
that
that,
doesn't
that makes
mean
the
that
Glazers
just
winning.
because your Glazers out, Oli doesn't deserve criticism. Can you actually tell me what our system is, our style of plays?
What?
Can you tell me what Man United and the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer style of plays?
I would also like to know too.
Yeah, 4-2-3-1. That
That's the
when
formation.
people criticized in the season before, started saying, "Oh, Ole doesn't have a style of play, this and that," and Frank Lampard has style of play and he would survive. Where's Frank Lampard now? And what is Ole doing?
Frank
And
Lampard actually does have a style of play, just that it didn't work out with
yeah,
that
that's why
Chelsea
he got
squad.
sacked. That's why he got sacked.
He didn't get sacked because he didn't have a style of play. He got sacked because he couldn't manage those players. Not every manager can handle a squad of 15, 16 good players. That's Lampard's fault. And he got sacked, but he still has a style of play. Tell me, you're avoiding the question. What is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's style of play?
I think he presses high with the attackers. I think the only issue that we have with his style of play is the two holding midfielders that he plays, and Maguire and Lindelof, and that should be sorted out next season.
Right. So he plays a back six and basically tells the front four
Yes,
to go and
yes,
win us
and
games
that's
then.
that's because we don't have a midfield.
So how is that different from what Mourinho did 2 years ago then?
So hold on. Who would you prefer to play in midfield today instead of McTominay and Fred? If you say Pogba, Greenwood played 75 minutes, so he's not available, and he would play in the second half. So tell me, who are you gonna play in the midfield apart from
Matic
Matic, who
and
played
Van de
90
Beek look
minutes?
good.
What?
Matic and Van de Beek look good against Leicester.
Matic? Oh God, man. Oh God.
Right, folks. We're going to have to call an end to there. Rich is nearly out of popcorn. Good call, guys. We're going to have to get some new people on. We're on nearly an hour here. We haven't had that many on. Great call, guys. Lots of good
Shout out
points.
to United Fan TV.
Yep, and not that other stinking stupid one that's doing that copyright nonsense. Romeo, great call as always. You've been fantastic. Let us know
If you
in
can
the
bring me on a debate of Hendo, I would be there.
You think Henderson should be our goalkeeper?
It's over.
I'm not saying I
That's
don't.
over.
I
That's
think
over.
Henderson is scapegoated
That's
today.
over.
By
I
the
don't
way.
even want to
It's
come
bin
on.
time, guys. Come on, guys. Whew. That's like the Maury show there. Huh? Flip me. Right, we've got people been waiting in the background for quite a while. And we've got a lady that was on last time. We're going to bring her on. The main person, Edna. Edna, what you got to say?
How are you?
I'm very stressed out listening to that, to be honest. What about you?
I was just here saying like, whoa, okay. um for tonight's game, like I don't know. I've already said it the last time I was here. I said I was not going to push my Ole out agenda because I've put that aside. So my focus now is on the Glazers. So I don't want to jump on. I stand by my word.
Hold on.
But
We're going to bring Romeo on there to argue with you about Ollie out. Only joking. Keep going. Sorry.
okay.
I'm silly.
I was about
Go
to say,
ahead.
I just said I was gonna hold my ground. But I do understand where they're coming from, though, because one of the things people say is he's learning on the job and he's still learning. But we have to understand, like I told KG the last time, you can't learn. You learn every day, but you can't keep repeating the same mistake every time and keep using the excuse of he's learning on the job. It makes no sense. Today is another example of why people are refusing to trust the process. Bringing on Matic alone should is already telling me that, bro, when you're under pressure, you just make erratic decisions. That alone just tells me that. You see the game 3-2. I actually thought that when it was 3-2, we were actually the ones that looked like we were going to score a goal. That's how we felt. And then you just sucked on Matic. And I don't know. It's just, for me, it's like, man, all right, so we've all decided to trust you now, but you're going to make me take back my words because I don't understand why you're doing. Well, because I'm standing my ground. Y'all are jokers, but no, I'm just saying I'm trying to focus on Glazers out. So I'm just not gonna do that. Whatever. Whatever, but back to the game. I just feel like I understand where people are coming from with this Ole outfit because Matic, why? You're chasing the game. You're trying to win the game. There's Ahmad on the bench. There's these players on the bench. These guys should have been the ones to come in and change the game, not Matic. Like, come on, man. Like, that's just. And then how many times this season have we talked about Fred and McTominay? How many times this season alone? Let's take out last season. Let's put that aside. Let's just talk about this season alone. How many times have we come out here and talk about Fred and McTominay? How many times? It's embarrassing at this point. It's so bad. And I was speaking with my cousin the last time, and he told me maybe because Van der Beek doesn't do well in training, that's why Ole doesn't pick him. So the mistakes they do during the game is telling Ole to keep playing them. Is that what he's saying? Like, I don't know why. Like, people are saying, well, since when Van der Beek comes in, he doesn't play well. Well, he doesn't get minutes like Fred does, like Scott does. Fred made a mistake the last game. He played again. Scott McTominay gave the ball away how many times? Straight back into the starting 11. He did a madness in the Champions League, back into the starting 11. So what is Van der Beek doing in training that is making Ole say that, well, I don't want him in the starting 11? Is he doing worse than that? Is he doing worse than those two on the pitch that he's clearly not trying to give him a chance? Like, it's not making any sense again. For me, I've been trying to understand this, but at this point, I'm not hearing it again. Like somebody cannot be making mistake week in, week out, and you have these players on the bench. You're not using them because why? The reason people keep saying we use McFred, McDonald's, and all of that is to protect the back four, but we keep leaking goals. So what are you protecting? Your feet. You can't even pass the ball anyway. So you're protecting what? What are you protecting? The field? Everybody keeps saying, well, they go around the pitch, they run. Well, I run track and I play too. Like, can I play too? Like, I don't understand. Like, these are questions people will be asking if you tell them to trust the process. These are questions they will ask you. Because if you keep making these mistakes, and those players out there, they have no excuse. They have no excuse. Bar Greenwood and who? Greenwood and maybe Bailly, every one of them was rested for this game. So they have no excuse. Every single one of them was pretty much rested. I remember a Liverpool friend of mine, he was calling me, telling me, well, I think you guys are going to win because, you rested your players and blah, blah, blah. And they looked like they were more up for it than us. None of them came in. Okay, Fernandes came in later.
No. Let's be a bit more fair. I know emotions are a bit high. Let's be a bit more fair. We played two games.
I understand.
And I know they were rested the second one, but Liverpool played on Saturday. We played on Sunday and Tuesday before this game, and they've got to be on the bench. They've got to go without training. They can't have their tactical preparation as well.
Saying. I understand what you're saying. I understand that, but they were still rested. It's just like the lad before me came in and said it's still the same routine. Play on Sunday and then play Europa League on Thursday. Almost the same thing. I understand that we played on Sunday, so it's one day less for Liverpool. I get that. But the way we played today, it felt like, yeah, we already got top four. They're the one who's struggling for top four. So you know what? Let's just no. Like it shouldn't be like that. Like we were just so, I don't know. And then this Henderson nonsense again. The media, they're the one who started this nonsense. They started this nonsense, and I get people are saying that they have been making mistakes. But what did the hire do to be dropped in the first place? All he said was he wants to go and see his kids and see his wife or girlfriend give birth to their child. That's all he said. And then he came back, his spot was gone. Prior to that, he didn't do anything, did he? He didn't do anything. All of a sudden, the media said he's the next Van der Sar. So let's start Henderson. And everybody just went after it. Okay, I get it. You're trying to build him to come into the team. But some of the goals he let in today, like, I don't know. These are questions that, again, I'm not doing the Ole out because I feel like I've put that on pause. But if you're going to preach to somebody who is Ole out to stop being Ole out, these are the questions they will ask you. And they will need good answers for you to actually change their mind. We've got top four. We can't. This is what two loss on the bounce. Then we play on Sunday. Only God knows what United is gonna turn up for that game. And then we're thinking of, should we rest players for Wolves? Should we not rest players for Wolves? How do we go into the final? We can't do this at this time. We can't do that. It makes no sense. And look, now Maguire is gone. All of a sudden, we've been trying to say, okay, maybe Bailly and Lindelof can play together. It's been shambles since both of them are started. So it's like, what happened? I just want to know what happened today. Literally, what happened today? It just felt like it felt like we were playing together for the first time. And this Fred and McTominay stuff needs to stop. It needs to stop. It needs to stop. People are saying, who can we play? Well, play Van der Beek. Play him, give him game time, play him there. Surely, if it's another team, those two would have been dropped.
The performances we've seen today, I would like to see Michael Carrick go on and Fred instead of Fred or Scott.
Literally, if it's another team, both of them would have been dropped. Tuchel would have dropped them. Klopp would have jumped them. Everybody would have dropped them. To say, listen, I know you run up the pitch. I know you help around. I know you do this and do that. But you can't be doing that. So I'm going to drop you. Better learn your lesson. So when you come back, stuffs like that. But if you keep playing them, well, you're going to get mistakes. Because it's the same thing every game. It's either Fred loses the ball or can't make a 5 years pass, or I don't know. I don't even know who is. Oh, he shouted me on Twitter the last time.
Anyway, Ed. Nah, come on. You started off, you didn't want to go too mad on Ollie, so let's calm it down a wee bit. We've got a question for you, and then we'll move on. We'll get somebody else. And there's somebody in the background there has a question for you. Something probably a bit more positive. Looking forward to the future, because I don't think we're going to see the back of Ollie anytime soon. The question is, who's your top transfer target?
I'm on Sancho. And
now, hold on. Are you just been complaining about McFred? Surely it's got to be a CM.
No, that's where I'm going next. To be fair, I would not mind what's his name? Ndidi.
Yep, good show.
Ndidi. I don't know if Leicester will be willing to sell him, but I would take Ndidi.
No, sure, we'll give him 150 million or something for him. That's the way we roll. That's right? How we roll.
That's what we do. Yeah, but Sancho scored 2 goals today, so it's probably going to be 120 again now. So.
Oh yeah, they're saying about 80 million, and I'm sure we're going to get him, and then everyone's
right.
Going, well, it was good business, could have been 120 last year.
United, it is what it is. Thank you so much.
Great show, Edna. Come back next time.
No problem.
We'll be on again on Tuesday after the Fulham game, and hopefully when we've secured second place. Great call, Ed. See you next time. Take care. So, who have we got next? That was started off a bit calm, but it got a bit reckless. Who's going to be a bit more calm in the building? I see you, Ferbs, in the building. Don't you worry about it. But my main man, Malcolm, has been here for a good long time. Let's give him a shout. Malcolm, what you got to say, bro?
Hey, what's up, Bradley? Big up, man.
Do you
Yeah.
want to shout out Man United Fan TV?
Yeah. Shout out, Man United Fan TV.
Sin bin. Oh, I got it wrong. The boy got it wrong. Malcolm. Now we've got one more chance here. Got one more to get it right. The clue's there. Malcolm.
All right, shout out 5 Things Deep, KG the comedian.
In the bin. Malcolm, the other corner.
All right, shout out 5 Things Deep.
Oh, Malcolm. Somebody, right? Rich, help him out here. What is it? Oh, we'll bring you both. Right, come on, Rich, tell him. How much popcorn have you got, by the way? You've been eating popcorn for about an hour now.
I've been enjoying this backstage, you know. Won't lie to you. It's been fun. Malcolm, on the other corner it says United Fan TV. So try again and don't get yourself sinned and blocked, you know.
All right.
All right. I believe in you. I believe in you.
Malcolm, come on. This is your big moment.
All right. Shout out United Fan TV. Yeah.
Useless. Absolutely useless. Malcolm, what do you got to say, bro? Sorry, I'm just messing about.
Yeah. So honestly, I just want to talk about all his man management, and yeah, I don't want to talk too much. I've heard of a lot of good opinions from.
So keep going, keep your
yeah. I had a lot of good opinions from the others, so I'm not gonna keep you waiting. I'm not gonna keep the others waiting. Today's performance was I just thought it was atrocious. Sorry, I can't pronounce the word well. Yeah, it was dreadful. And there was a lot of individual mistakes, and so I just feel like, I'm starting to get worried about the final against Villarreal, because I feel like it's gonna kind of remind me of like the Seville game, where like we dominated the game, but then all Seville needed was just to put 2 balls over the top, and boom, they won 2-1. And so I just feel like with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he's not learning from his mistakes. He keeps playing the same players every time. The midfield partnership with McFred, I just can't stand to see that anymore right now. I just don't want to see the next season. But with Ole, he always likes that passion, merch, working hard, mentality. And so I just feel like people are saying that, oh, it's a, I just don't feel like that midfield partnership is gonna progress us to where we want to be, challenging for the title and stuff. So yeah, even if you win a trophy, I still want him out. Like, I just like, I just feel like he needs to improve his man management. That's all I need him to do. He needs to improve his man management. He took off Fred for Greenwood, which, yes, of course he had to do, because Fred was, he kept giving the ball away. But I just like, why? I always ask myself, like, how is McTominay staying ahead of Van de Beek every time? Always getting 90 minutes, and then you have Van de Beek getting what, like 5 to 3 minutes, like 3 or 5 minutes. Like, what is that? Because like, this is a guy who, what, did roulette at the Bernabeu like 2 years ago with Ajax when they beat them 4-1. So clearly that tells you what you need to know about this guy, man. He's good, he's technical, he has something about him. But McTominay is all about, he works hard, he runs a lot on the pitch. That's not what football is about right now. Football is more technical, it's more quick. And so, but McTominay I feel like McTominay is very, very limited at what he does. And I feel like there are some United fans that are praising him just a little bit, just a little too much. Just a little too much. But just, it's all about passion merchants and stuff. But anyways, I just wanted to come here and give my say for a little bit. And
Malcolm, can I cheer you up a wee bit with a little fact that I seen, and it cheered me up a little bit as well since we lost.
yeah.
A little fact that I'm sure some people have probably seen.
Mhm.
Liverpool never got to come to Old Trafford as champions. So that hopefully that cheers you up. Hopefully that makes your day better.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know we
You
lost,
know,
but you know
no, no,
there's silver lining, and also
yeah.
we didn't have to watch Harry Maguire pretend to be a defender. Anyway, Malcolm, great show. Thanks
And
for
the
calling.
Glazers out. Glazers out. And free Palestine. Free Palestine.
Glazers out. Malcolm, good show. Come back next one. See you, boy. Now, there's another chap that's been in the background. He's been in here for a while. He is, in fact, the world's tallest man. He can't get the camera up high enough. It's my main man, Luke Evans. How are you, big son?
Well, thanks for that. I wasn't expecting that kind of intro. But how are you doing?
Surely you should get you must be able to buy like extended poles for tripods and
I
stuff.
know, I'm trying, believe me.
Okay. Well, let us know how that goes. Anyway, what do you got to say?
I want to talk about Henderson.
Okay.
And I'm trying to keep it on the down low because I'm still quite annoyed about what happened earlier.
Okay.
Personally, I don't think he ever should have got the chance to go and goal. I think as soon as De Gea came back from giving birth, he should have gone straight back and goal.
Did De Gea give birth? Congratulations.
No, when Eden gave birth, I mean, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was wondering there. I missed that.
But,
But anyways.
yeah, because I've seen all of Henderson's games I've watched. He's either been mediocre or he's been poor. Like apart from Crystal Palace, that one game where he did a worldie, and I was like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say. De Gea has had a lot better performances this year than Dean. But I do find it. I don't like the complaining about Dean because I think we're probably going to have to get used to him. I hate the disrespect with De Gea. There was a couple of dodgy moments today. I'll agree with you with Dean. What do you think? Do you think he should be dropped the rest of the season, bring Dave in for the rest, or do you think that probably be a bit too damaging for his morale, given the fact that really the last couple of games?
That's the thing. I don't know because it's like I don't rate him. Everyone, like people in my Facebook group chat, seem to think I despise him, which was never the case. Like obviously, the media agenda towards Henderson might have pushed me over the edge a little bit with him because. Since I was a young lad, when De Gea came in, I always looked up to him and thought it was brilliant.
It's not Dean's fault, though. Got to think about that.
No, I know it's not Dean's fault. It's really the media's fault. But it's like you come in, and I do admit, like I do like his confidence, but sometimes I wonder if it does border on arrogance. It does feel like sometimes it does border on arrogance for me. I don't know if you feel the same, but.
I don't know where it's coming from. I don't see. I don't know. I think the majority of Man United fans are probably on De Gea's side of things, really. But we're all stuck in a tough situation because you don't want to diss Dean all that much.
No, I'm trying not to. Like,
yeah.
The only reason it feels like it has become a bit of a thing, like an anti-Dean thing for me, is because of the fact that De Gea does not deserve any of the stick he's got. Like 2 seasons ago, he wasn't great. Like as a massive De Gea fan, I can put my hand up and say that he's not been great 2 seasons ago. But this season, even though it's not been his best, he has been probably one of the best keepers in the league this season. I'd put my house on it. I'm not saying that he's not the best, obviously, because
one of your houses.
No, I'd put my house on it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope you source yourself a lovely wee tent there and a wee outside space heater. Great call, Luke. We've got people to come in. We've been on nearly an hour and a half now, so we need to get rattled through. We've got people who've been on ages. Luke, thanks for calling in. You're always there. Call into the next one.
Right. Yeah. See ya.
I hope your big long tripod comes in very soon. Next, we've got the main man. And he's not in his shed as he normally is. He's out and about today. He's doing things. He had a mask on. I seen him. He must be in the shop there looking for a tripod for the main man look. But here he is, the main man, Ferbs. What do you got to say, bro? Ferbs.
Bradley, can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you. Oh, yep.
Okay. All right, yeah, no, I was a little bit out and about today. I'm not in the shed like I normally am. Yeah, I won't take up too much time. I know some other people probably want to get on and you got to get off. I'll just drop my 2 cents and go. Remember the other day when I was telling you, I didn't want to go to him or Ollie because I know it's more about the Glazers and it's more about the Premier League screwed us over with the matches. But I did have to tell you, when you're heading towards a final, the last thing you want to be doing is limping over the line, like we did last year. We limped over the line after we got in such a great spot from being so far behind. We limped over the line. We just about got it done with Leicester on the final day, but we was in bad form. And what we ended up doing, we played actually a really good game against Sevilla, didn't take our chances and got punished. If we ain't careful, we're going to do the same thing again. Now, just for everybody who hasn't heard me before, I'm not the biggest Ollie fan, but I'm not out here screaming Ollie out at the top of my lungs. It's not nobody out there right now to really replace him, in my opinion. So obviously, based on his position, I don't think his position should be like his do-all and end-all. Just because his sacking means he shouldn't be sacked. Just because he wins Europa League and sacking is, I hate to say it to anybody who don't understand it, but that's waste matter talk to me. Because as Manchester United, we should be competing for number 1, Champions League, FA Cup as a third cup. We're going for the treble. And if we ain't doing that, it's small-minded talk. I'm sorry, I'm old school. I come from watching United win trebles, win league after league, so I'm not accepting it. I can be realistic, but I'm not lowering my standards. I can be realistic and understand certain things and use context and apply it, but at the same time, Ollie's making the same mistakes every time. I keep telling you guys the same thing. McTominay lasts 90 minutes every time. Even with Edna, I'm glad to see Edna's. She didn't want to, but I could see she's been pulled back to the Ollie out. Don't worry about it, Edna. Everything's good. The sad part is, though, like if he don't learn, we're gonna end up losing this final. Dude. And just to make one or two last little points, when people say that Ollie doesn't trust his second team, I told KG this last time he was on. He can't trust them because he hasn't played them, and he hasn't instilled them with confidence. He hasn't set them up for success for when he does need them. And now that he does need them, they're letting him down. And it's going to keep on happening if he don't learn from his mistakes. He's got to pay attention. It's bad enough that he's learning on the job, but you got to actually learn on the job then. Making the same mistakes is the definition of crazy.
There she is. She's backing you up.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not lowering mine. I cannot lower my standards. I'm not cut from that cloth. So
not everybody.
We're not in the same mindset. We're not with Sir Alex. I get all that. I can't judge this season because the season's been shit. And there's so many people keep talking about sacking, Europa League. First of all, we ain't fully confirmed sacking yet. And third, and most importantly, we ain't won the Europa League. I'm glad to see we got over the semi-final, but now we got to win the thing. And Ollis had a long time in management, man. And I'm sorry to say, he should have a pattern of play that's a little bit more than counter-attacking football. And to my boy, I know he's in the background still listening. That's his tactic. It's counter-attacking football. That's why we didn't do good today when we scored first.
Wait. Yeah. No, I'm hearing there was a bit of chat going on in the background, and he wants to come in and have a word with you. I'm getting messages here. We're going to bring on Aaron. He's not very happy with Ferbs, got to say. Even though
no, he's not.
I very, Ferbs. Great points. We'll not tell Aaron, but that was great points. Great stuff. Aaron, what you got to say?
What's happening?
Ferbs is in the building.
What's going on, Aaron? Bless up still.
Yeah, I don't get all this Ollie out stuff at all. Like, you know what I mean? Can you hear me? Yeah,
I can hear you.
Yeah, like, so when he come into the club, first of all, do you agree when he came into the club that the squad we had was pretty much completely dead?
Completely dead, you said?
Yeah, like everybody called the squad Deadwood FC. Like it was like
because our manager,
like we had the likes of Matip playing week on week. We had the likes of Ashley Young playing at right back.
I could agree with that.
Yeah, so how can you deny that there's like blatant progression year on year? Like pretty much every single player in every single position we have right now, you would put in most teams in the Premier League. But when he came in, it wouldn't have been anywhere near that.
Most players in our team we will put in any Premier League team, is what you said?
Pretty much, apart from Man City and Liverpool, I'd say.
I
But
don't.
we're getting closer and closer every single year.
I don't know if I would agree with that one, but I'll let you keep going. Get it.
So just say for instance, right? So when Ollie came into Manchester United, yeah. What was the team like? What would you rate the team out of 10 when he came in?
Rank it out of 10 based on the manager at the time was probably like a 4 because Mourinho's whole vibe was so negative. Even if the team had a little bit more to
No,
give, he was
forget
draining it out.
about the manager. Yeah. So what would you rate the team out of 10 when Ollie came in?
Probably like a 5, maybe a 6 at best, just trying to be nice. 5, 6 at the best.
Well, what would you rate it now?
A 7 heading in the right direction, but it's not enough. That's the point.
Yeah, but listen. So Jurgen Klopp, Pep Guardiola didn't win anything for 3 years. Ollie is in his second full year, and you're expecting miracles. Like he came into an absolute shit show when he came in. Yeah, like Deadwood FC was the way our team was branded by everybody. We were a laughing stock of the whole Premier League. So he's not going to come in and in 2 years just completely turn that around. Like that's not going to happen. That's completely unrealistic. Like it's a step-by-step process. I know you're saying you have standards for Manchester United and all this sort of stuff, but realistically, you're not going to turn a team that's completely dead into like a world-class team within 2 years. So you need to be realistic. Like,
can I just cut you in for 1 second? I don't want to let you go too long. Plus, I know there's other people that want to come on. Let me just respond to that. So I understand what you're saying, and I agree with it up to a certain point. But then there comes a point in time. So what is the standard? What are we accepting then?
The standard is us winning titles, but at the same time, you can't expect us to be winning titles after having such a bad team for so long.
Look, let me ask you a different way. Are you excited watching Man United football on a regular basis? Being honest.
Yeah, pretty much.
You love to watch. Not the results, not the fact that we've been getting the results. I'm asking you the football that's been being played. You're telling me you've been enjoying that football?
Yeah, 100%. Compared to we had David Moyes, we had Louis van Gaal, we had Jose Mourinho.
But remember what you said. You asked me not compare to like all those other people and all that. So I'm asking just basic stuff real quick so we can come to a conclusion so other people can have a chance. You're telling me you love this football. I'm telling you this football is hard to watch. I'm telling you,
it's been
about 5 games all season where I can say. Let me just go for just 2 seconds if you don't mind. My personal opinion, it's been about 5 games all season where I feel like we've just won the game, and we probably deserve to outright. Now you win a game. I do understand that part, but I'm telling you from a football perspective, from good on the eye, from minute 0 to minute 90. I'm sorry, it's probably not even been 5 games. I'm being nice right there. So if you feel like you've been excited to watch this football, that's more power to you. You're very.
So what do you call exciting football?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
What do you call exciting football? So what was Manchester United's brand? What was Manchester United's brand of football? Let me finish. What was Manchester United's brand of football when we were winning titles?
Can I answer it, or did you want to keep going? I don't know if you was.
No, go for it. Go for it.
I'm gonna tell you right now. We played attacking football, not counter-attacking football, but we also knew how to switch it up when we was playing certain teams. If we played a big, massive team, we knew how to counter-attack them. But it wasn't our whole. Prime example today, Sebastian. Example. We go up 1-0 today, and we don't have no answers. You know why? Because we can't control the ball, we can't dictate the ball. And you know what got on the sideline? I can't show you 100%, but this is what our manager's doing on the sideline. Sitting there with his legs crossed. with his hands on his legs.
So, like, what does that mean? Because he's sitting on the sideline with his legs crossed, he's not a good enough manager. Like
No,
that is.
no. I knew you was going to take it for the most trivial way you could. What I mean is, you can't only use halftime to try and change up things. You gotta get up. You gotta show. If I'm not out on the field playing good, and I look over to my manager, and he looks like he don't even care, what does it tell me? How does it tell me? Kick you more, try harder, even if you're tight, run more. It don't tell me that. It tells me my manager is okay with what I'm doing. And you know why you know that's the case? Because it's been game after game. If we don't come back and win, if we're winning the game from start, we look like what he won't losing. Why would saving, fighting our life to hold on to a 1-0 lead or a 3-2 lead after we came back? No, that's horrible football. And it's all great.
Well, what were Manchester United famous for years ago?
No, Manchester United is famous for coming back, but also famous
Exactly,
for running.
Exactly. And what have we been doing over the last year? Like the mentality when now listen for a second. You were talking about mentality. Yeah? You're talking about mentality. When Ollie first came into this team, the mentality was shocking. We'd go 1-0 down, and that'd be the game dead, completely dead. Yeah, we go 1-0 down,
and guess what?
And went 3-1, 4-1.
I would agree with you on that. There has been certain things that Ollie has progressed forward.
Huh?
I said there has been certain things that Ollie has progressed forward. He has helped with that mentality in some ways.
No, but like you're talking about like players being on the pitch and the mentality is not there. The mentality has improved tenfold since Ollie come in. Like it's blatantly obvious. Like, do you know what I mean? I don't understand how people don't see that.
No, I don't know if you heard me or not. I never once said that he hasn't improved the team mentality-wise to a certain degree. I never said that.
No, but that's kind of what you're trying to say by him just sitting on the side of the pitch with his legs crossed, and like you're not going to improve your mentality if you're looking over at your manager on the sideline with his legs crossed. You work on your mentality in training in the dressing room. The manager doesn't need to be up screaming on the sideline for you to have a good mentality. You work on that before you go into the game, halftime, after the game.
No, I agree with the start of that dirt, but at the same time, if you ever lived a little bit of life, you know that things change in life. So you can't just sit there passive on the side. It's one thing to have a plan in training, but if things start, let me explain this here one time. For the first 5 to 10 minutes every game, we do a little bit of a high press, and then after that we drop off. If we don't get that first early goal, we're then looking for them to score against us to then wake us up and say, oh, let's play rebound king and hope that we can keep doing that all year, and then we make it to a final and get dumped out because we don't take our chances. I don't want to play. That's not the football, man. That's not the football for long term. That's short termism. That's not long term football.
But you're talking about long term. We've only been with Ollie short term. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm sorry.
It's been 2 years, man.
That's the perfect thing to say. How long does he need for me to see something more than just counter-attack football?
Well, how long did the biggest managers in the world need before everybody seeing what they could do? Pep Guardiola,
Jurgen Klopp, etc. There's other managers you asked me about, even if they didn't win enough in the first 2 years. If you mean to tell me when you first saw them, you didn't think that they was, for one, playing good football, gonna win something. If they just add 1 or 2 pieces, for sure, and that's exactly what happened.
Pep Guardiola done shocking in his first 2 seasons, man. Shocking. He was shocking in his first couple of seasons.
You said Pep or Klopp?
Yeah. Pep. Shocking.
You remember what Pep's results was his first 2 years? Because I think you're talking about Klopp.
What you mean?
Did I lose him? Am I still here, Bradley?
Yeah, no, you're still here. Yeah, he says, "What do you mean about you're saying you think?"
No, I was just asking
referring
if
to
you're
Klopp's
sure if
first
you're talking
couple
about the
seasons.
manager. Pep didn't win nothing his first 2 years. So you're not talking about Klopp.
Aaron, are you talking about Klopp or Pep?
Hello.
Are you there, Aaron?
Yeah, no, I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. But like the thing about it is, yeah, the bottom line of it is, yeah, when Ollie came into this club, we were a shit show in every single way. Mentality, players, Deadwood, every single aspect of our game was a shit show, yeah? So if you take the first day Ollie has come into this club compared to now, we are like 10 streets ahead of what we were. So I don't understand how people can even criticize what Ollie is doing, because the progression is blatantly obvious. We're in a Champions League spot 2 years in a row. which is the first time that's happened since Fergie.
You think if this was a regular season, you think United would be in the Champions League spot right now? Just
No, but
honestly.
listen. Ollie didn't take
You
over
think
a
if
regular
with all
United.
fans with
Ollie
Liverpool, they
didn't
have
take over
a
a
horrendous
title-winning
injury
side.
record?
Ollie took over a side that was completely shit, if we're being completely honest.
I know, but if you're just gonna keep going back to when Ollie took over, that his
Yeah, but like
better,
you're going
that's
on as
great.
if like you're winning
That's
titles
my
every
whole
single
point.
year. Ollie
That's what
came in
Ollie
and
was
then
brought
we
in
just
to
turned
do.
shit. We
Ollie
were
was
shit
brought
when
in
Ollie
to.
came in, and now we're getting better. That's the facts, realistically. Look, no.
Yeah, but Ollie was brought in to do that. He was brought in to settle the ship from that nasty Mourinho era.
Yeah, but
and
he's
then move
completely
along.
exceeded expectations in every single aspect. No.
In some aspects, yeah.
No, in every aspect, man. Every
No,
aspect.
it's not. If it was every aspect, we would have won something last year.
No, but
How
like
many finals?
he came into
Let's think about what you're saying. How
a
many
game
finals was
that
we
is
in?
nowhere near a title, man. Nowhere near a
That
title.
doesn't matter when you make it to a semi-final. It's a one-off game. You gotta put up or shut up at that point.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry if you're gonna sit there and just keep making excuses about. Remember, someone already mentioned Ollie's been a manager for 15 years, so please stop playing that game. He does
Yeah, it doesn't matter how long he's been a manager. He came into a team that was
you're
shit.
telling me I should give him 3-4
It doesn't
years
matter
just
if
to
he's
see
been
a
a manager
style of
for
play?
40 years. He's coming into a project. It's a project at the end of the day.
Yeah,
no?
and guess what? That project is based on results. And if it wasn't for this year, I don't think Ollie would still be around. In case you forgot, we was dumped out of the group stage when we was
So
leading
have the results gotten better? Have the results gotten better?
If you're into short-termism, then that's up to you, my brother. I can't really
It's not
live that. I
short-termism,
can't really
man.
ride. I can't really take that. I can't take that plane ride.
It's actually the complete opposite of short-termism. You're thinking more short-term than I am, because if you're looking at a manager coming into a club, yeah, and you're expecting him to turn around what he had in 2 years and start winning titles in Champions League, that's more short-term than what I'm thinking.
I would actually love to know the one time I said I expected him to win a title.
And you can't expect him to be winning titles and all this with what he came into within the first 2 years. It's not possible. Like,
hey, Aaron, I'm gonna get ready to let someone else come on, but I just wanted to say that to the last point. I never once said I expected him to win a title. I said I expect to be able to look at his football and be happy with it. But then
you're expecting to look at good football, is what you're saying.
I want to know that it's progressive football. I want to know that it's going somewhere. I don't want football that tells me that this is not sustainable. The football that we're playing is not sustainable. That's what I'm trying to say.
In what way? In what way?
Going behind, what is it, 11 matches? Now it's what, 12? And those,
what are we famous for?
It was 10 games. That was just away from home. It's probably more if you put it in the home games. That's remember your mentality thing you were talking about? So that's how it's good one way, but it's bad the other way. Some ways he has helped the mentality, but then going behind almost every game. Come on, where that comes from? You know what it comes from?
Yeah, I understand. I agree with you. We shouldn't be going behind every game, but I feel like that would be more of an issue. That would be more of an issue if we were losing. We're not losing, so that shows you that the mentality is strong. You know what I mean? If you're going behind and losing, then we'd be a bit worried. But we're not. We're going behind and we come back to win. So that should be that's in my eyes, that's a more exciting brand of football.
All I'll say to that is Sevilla. We didn't come back against Sevilla.
Yeah, but we're not going to win every game. Alex Ferguson
didn't come back today against Liverpool. We didn't come back against Leicester. Yeah, I know, but you know what you need to win? The games that's most important, the games that lift your silverware. The games you do need to win is the ones that lift silverware.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But again, he's here 2 years. Like, what are you expecting from him? Like, I don't understand.
How many cups have we won?
He's probably going to win one in his first 2 years, which is more than the greatest managers in the Premier League right now. So,
I mean, if you're saying that, remember, Mourinho won the same trophy.
Yeah, but once again, supposedly one of the greatest managers of all time.
I know, but remember the same guy you saw Ollie took over that Deadwood FC team from? Mourinho won the same thing. What you telling me?
Say that again?
Mourinho won the same trophy Ollie's trying to win right now within the same time period. I think he won.
Yeah, but he hasn't got to the final yet. You're already going on as if he's lost.
But that was, according to your words, that was Deadwood FC.
Yeah, it was Deadwood FC.
To praise Ollie for doing the same thing.
Say you broke up there. Say that
less
again.
points. He actually won the Champions League, and I don't have nothing. I don't have nothing for Mourinho, but Mourinho won the Champions League and finished second. The thing that all is hoping to do. But you're
Right, so
telling me that was
you'd rather
Deadwood
watch
FC.
Mourinho's brand of football than Ollie's brand of football.
In case you haven't listened to me this whole time, no, I didn't. I don't have nothing for Mourinho. I'm telling you.
Yeah, but then don't
compared it
use
to
that as a
Deadwood FC
comparison. Then
Mourinho
it's a
ball.
pointless comparison.
I know,
If
but when you compared it to, you said that was the worst football. It was this, it was that, and all I'm saying is he actually done what all is trying to do for this year. That's
But
all I'm
Ollie
saying. So
has
in the end, I
improved
was
the brand
really
of football,
progress.
improved the mentality, improved the personnel, improved the position in the league consistently. We finished in Champions League
How
for
did we improve
2
the
years in a row.
personnel
We're in the
outside of
final. We think the
outside of
fourth
Bruno?
semi-finals. Like it's uncomparable. Like uncomparable.
Well, actually, if Ollie don't win the Europa League, it is more comparable because that means Deadwood FC done a better job than Ollie.
Say that again. If Ollie doesn't win
If
the
Ollie
Europa League
does not
final,
win the Europa League final, you actually just made yourself look worse because at the end of
ifs
the
and
day,
buts, man. We haven't got to the final yet.
Ding ding
that's
ding 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 ding
the
ding.
point. That's the point.
Yeah, but like you're judging them on something that hasn't happened yet. Like, what are you talking about?
I'm not actually judging them on it. I'm judging them based on what I've seen as a collective. I'm not judging the final
No,
yet.
but
I
what
know
it
you
sounds
are
like is
because
it sounds like
One
people
just told me
want
it's
to spread this
probably going to be
narrative because they
one
have an
trophy in the
agenda
second
more
year.
than anything else. That's all it is at the end of the day.
Well, I'm not the one sitting there saying that it's probably going to win a trophy or it's probably not. I just said if he doesn't win it, Deadwood FC year will be a better year than his year. That's all I
Yeah,
said.
if he doesn't, then I'll start questioning things. But we haven't got to that point yet, so we can't start questioning anything yet.
But that's why I say it's short-termism because you're waiting for a result to make up your mind.
But like how when are you expecting the results? We're 2 years in, man.
Anyway, I'm seeing what I had to see. I respect your opinion that I don't agree if it did, but I'm seeing what I'm at to see. I don't need to see one result today and say, oh, this is going to make up my mind. No. Sorry, it's been a whole 2 seasons of it.
Like
2.5.
the likes of Luke Shaw, like a million miles ahead of when Mourinho was here. When Ollie first came in, Martial improved, Rashford improved. Like there's just improvements across the board. Like in every single aspect of the game, there's improvements across the board. And it's I don't understand where this whole Ollie thing comes from. Like
Martial's completely inconsistent. I love him as same as Rashford.
Yeah, fair enough this season, but when he first came in, like he completely improved his game. Same with him and multiple other players, like brought the levels up as soon as he come in. On top of that, he brought in players that we actually needed. Bruno Fernandes being one of them.
He can't take no credit for Bruno, man. You look at the numbers that guy was putting up before he came. You can't put Bruno in that category. Sure,
yeah, fair, I know we were looking at Bruno before he came in, but at the same time, he was the one that still went out and got him. So
yeah, but sure, and but he only got him because we had 2 injuries in our midfield.
Just a final question for you, yeah? Final question. From when he came in,
they'd have done what they always do.
Is there progression?
Of course.
Huh?
There's some progression. Yes, it is. Yes, there is some progression.
And you think it's a substantial enough progression to kind of move forward?
With Ollie, you mean?
Just with the team in general,
The team needs a couple more pieces to it. I don't think Ollie's the right man. I hope he proves me wrong. I don't think you've heard me say this before, but I actually hope.
So if the team is moving forward, yeah.
But I don't think it's the best to take to a title.
If the team is moving forward, and we actually can kind of see a process, and we can see a rebuilding process, yeah. Why do you feel the need to criticize the manager? I don't understand
it. To be honest with you.
Huh?
Because I think the team has hit a ceiling. I think the team has hit its ceiling. I think it was room for progression, and I think Ollie done a great job at doing some of it. But I think he needs somebody who has a little bit more.
I'll start criticizing Ollie when we start going backwards, though. That's the way I look at it. Do you know what I mean? Until we start moving backwards.
As far as what?
Huh?
You go backwards because you get somebody else?
What do you mean? Until he stops making progression.
I was just trying to figure out what you meant.
No, until he stops making progression.
Okay,
you can't criticize somebody who keeps progressing. If they keep moving forward and forward and forward, you can't criticize them. But at the same time,
his taking
2 years we're in the Champions League spots. You can't criticize that. We haven't done that since Fergie. That's a new achievement. We've gone a full season away unbeaten. So we're just going past the Invincibles this season with Ollie. Like, how in God's name can you criticize that?
Please don't mention Invincibles to me, and then you're just talking about an away record not losing. That's completely different.
No, but like,
I just don't understand what was that reference for. But why are we referencing Arsenal's Invincibles and we are not invincible? I'm just saying that's just such a word reference.
He's breaking all like a lot of records since Fergie, like, and
Don't
people
forget,
are criticizing
I think it's also breaking some negative records too. You know that, right? I'm saying
Like what?
everything has balance in life. It's good and bad to everything. And all I'm telling you as a final thing, I just personally think Ollie done a great job. He's still doing a good job. I just think it's personally time. It's time to progress the team forward and really hit the next 2 or 3 gears. I think Ollie's
Yeah, right. So you think he's progressing? Yes, like, but would you not hold back like the whole like Ollie out agenda and all this sort of stuff until he starts regressing?
I'm not one of those. I don't have an Ollie out agenda, and I'm not screaming Ollie out. I hope he proves me wrong. If he does, I'll sit there and rejoice, and I'll say my bad and I'll put my hands up. I'm a big man, and I ain't got no problem to say that. But at the same time, I'm just telling you what I see, and I'm just giving you my opinion from me.
Yeah, no, but I think it's a little bit premature, like what you're saying. We'll leave it at that, will we?
Yes, let's leave it at that, folks.
Respect, Aaron. Respect.
Yeah, you too, bud. Yeah.
Great conversation, guys. And like my main man Rich in the background says, hug it out, lads. It's only football. Come on.
Big hug for you, Aaron. Big hug, man.
Yeah, no, I respect your opinion and all that.
Great call, guys. Verbs, I'm sure you'll be back. Aaron, I love the enthusiasm.
Respect,
We always don't get that opinion. So Aaron, make sure you come back on the next one. Now, we're gonna bring this to a close because we're an hour and 45 minutes in. We're gonna bring it to a close very soon. Although I do see somebody in the background here, and I don't recognize the name. I don't think I've seen this person before. Petite. Is it a man? Oh, somebody's left. Oh, there you are. Petite. How are you, big son? I can hear my voice. It's a terrible voice. Petite, turn down your radio.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, and I can hear me too. Turn down your radio.
All right. Oh, it's a man. The radio?
Yes. No, I can still hear me. What do you got to say anyway? Go on.
I'm here to talk about Rashford.
Okay.
I feel like his performances have been letting down the team.
Ooh.
When you see him on the pitch, he's strolling around the park.
Well, I think that's very harsh.
There's a point in this in the first half where Cavani and Bruno were putting pressure on the defense, and he was just walking around. He just hasn't been up to it.
I think you're being a bit harsh there. Let's not forget he has been. You can see it. You can see it in his performances. He has been injured for a couple of months. He must be getting injections, and I think he just needs a bit of a break. But and also, do you know what? I'm about to argue with you there, but apparently there's somebody in the background who's got something to say to you. You happy enough to bring somebody else in? Take that as a yes. Rishi, what do you got to say to my main man Petit?
Hey guys, so this thing about Rashford letting us down, it's again this whole, I don't know where it comes from. Yes, he looks like he's injured and he's playing for us through injury. I just want to point out that this has been a very tight season. We have won 8 games by a 1-goal margin. And in 6 of those games, Rashford either scored or assisted a goal. So if it wasn't for Rashford, we would have been below Liverpool probably. Yeah. So I strongly contest this idea that Rashford has let us down, because it's there to see. Just go through the results. He scored in 4 of those games and he assisted in 2 of those games. So yeah, I disagree with you on the fact that Rashford is letting the team down. Hello? You there, brother?
Petit. Okay. Well, Petit has left the building. Rishi, I agree with you. I think people are being a bit harsh with Rashford. I think the Martial really sort of he got up not lucky, but the injuries sort of took him out of the firing line, and I think people have moved on to Rashford, even though we've had a pretty decent season in terms of going forward. And Cavani again has been an absolute wonder signing. I think, yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Right. And I just want to, a lot of guys have been getting on Ollie's back, and I'm not saying that they're wrong. Everyone has an opinion. But what we should really be discussing is the hierarchy above Ollie. Because in today's game, it's not just the manager, it's the whole club structure that matters. Just to just to give an example of what I mean, our new director of football, John Murtaugh, he is expected to be the guy who brings us the players that we need to challenge in the coming seasons. He's also the guy who set up the women's team, and the women's team manager has just tendered her resignation a couple of days back, saying that the facilities for training are unacceptable. So if the guy who was heralded as coming in and taking the club forward into the future, and who was credited with creating the women's team and setting them up, he's not even done a decent enough job of giving them good training facilities. How do we trust these guys to run the club? And just to bring in on the Oli point again, there might be a point in the future. Today I support Oli because I see evidence of progress. People have said that, people have quoted Guardiola and Klopp. Well, Klopp, in his first and second full seasons, he managed to finish fourth in the league. Oli has finished third and second. So that's progress for me. Yeah. Also, okay, to Klopp's credit, in his second full season, he reached the Champions League final, which he lost to Real Madrid. Ollie's reached the.
Hold on now. You're going to get Sinbin here. I'm very sleepy, so I'm slow on the uptake here. Klopp? Is this a Klopp Appreciation Society? No, it is not. This is Man United chat. I might have heard that wrong. What were you saying?
Yeah, no, it's not a Klopp Appreciation Society. I'm just saying that a lot of people came here and said that Guardiola did so and so and Klopp did so and so for their teams. I just want to give perspective to the fact that Oli has also achieved what Klopp did in his first two full seasons. So if you're measuring manager to manager based on results, Oli deserves credit for that. And yeah, I also agree with Ferbs that if we gotta wait for Oli to win that final. Only then can we give him credit for actually winning a trophy. So yeah, I feel that the eye should be trained on the people. The eye should be turned towards the people who are running the club, who are above Oli. And we're sitting here bickering over whether this manager has progressed the team or not. Well, he has progressed the team. There's obvious evidence of that. He's second in the league today. He's in a cup final. He's brought the best out of so many players. Would any one of us have thought that Luke Shaw would be the best left back in the country when Van Gaal was here, or when Mourinho was here? Mourinho literally finished that kid's career. Come on. And Oli has instilled belief into these players. So I feel there is enough progression. I feel that people are bang out of order saying that he needs to be replaced. Who are you going to replace him with? Look at our squad. We've got like 10 or 11 players that are good enough to play for this team. Just 10 or 11. You need 17 to actually compete for anything. And the fault for that lies with the people who are running the club, not with Oli.
Fair point, Rishi. Great call. We are going to have to call it a day here because we're nearly 2 hours into the show.
Yeah, you put in a long shift, Bradley. No joke. Almost 2 hours, huh?
I'm an old man. I do have a job, and I have a family and stuff like this. It is nearly 2 a.m. in the morning. So we've had lots of great discussions. Great call, Rishi. Call back next time. I know I've seen you a few times before. Folks in the background, I know you've all already been on, but I can't bring you on again because, everyone's, it's addictive stuff to see, it's exciting stuff, but let's go to bed. Even if you're in America, just go to bed, have a wee nap or something. Shout out to my main man Rich, who has ate a full-on 7-course meal in the middle of us talking here. I think he's probably had about 14 bags of popcorn. He's literally, we've been live for 2 hours and he's been eating popcorn for 2 hours straight. So fair play, man of the match today, Rich's gub. Anyway, let's get out of here. Shout out to KG. Like the video if you haven't already liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Watch Bloods on Sky because it's fantastic. And the main man KG's in there. That's where he is tonight. If you're wondering why he has now got an Irish accent, it's not him, it's me. Thanks for watching. I'm very, very tired. I don't have the energy and I don't want to wake up the family. So come back next week. Tuesday, Fulham, where we will, I'm sure, and I'm sure Aaron agrees too, Ferbs might not agree, but we will win and we will secure second place. And it'll be a very average season. Good night. Merry Christmas. I'm just so tired. Bye.